Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone's doing good and taking good care of their health. So, today I want to share something really exciting with you guys. As you know, that recently I published two books. One was with Sattvic Movement, and one was a book that I worked on in the year of 2019, and it finally got published today. Not today, actually, this year, basically. And it was with Scholastic. So, I thought, why don't I share my journey of how I got into publishing? And a lot of people have been asking me, how did you get into publishing and how did the journey begin? So I thought, why don't I share how it all started? So I was really grateful. My first opportunity to work in print media or publish, and I never really thought that I would actually get into something like this. And I think a lot of time when it happens with us, until we get that opportunity, we do not realize that how much we want that. And it really so happened with me. So a family member of mine was working in Jabong, and I was really grateful. She reached out to me and she's like, "You're really good at it. Do you think you can do it?" So it was a basic illustration. If you don't know, Jabong was a company or a brand like Snapdeal or how we have a Geo now. So they had their own in-house clothing and everything. And along with that, they also had a magazine with them, like this. This is the very first magazine that I got to work with, and I'll show you artworks in the end. So I got reached out by her in the year of, I think, 2015, December. She was like, "It's a freelance gig, do you want to do it?" And I had never done freelance in my life. So it was my first opportunity for a lot of things, and it was like a door that got opened for me, and I'm truly grateful for her. So yes, it was my first freelance gig. So I had to do a nail manicure. So basically, this was like a monthly magazine that used to come, and it has a lot of beautiful, conversations. Like there were topics like fashion and makeup, like what's happening in Bollywood and what's the new trend or style. It's like Cosmo and everything. So it was called The Juice by Chopin. And there was this really amazing team sitting here in Bombay, and they had their own studio here. And I was really grateful to even intern with them. I'll get into that later. So yes, so this illustration gig was to just to do about nail art, and I had to draw a few of the illustrations for them and share that with you. So it was like this. This is the very first magazine that came out in the year of January 2016. Like I said, I got the gig in 2015. So yes, it was something like this. It was just like a 6 panel, and it was really fun. And the high point of my life at that time was like the excitement and the eagerness to wait for the magazine to get into my hand when I was told that it's going to get published and my name was going to be there. So that was the first time my name got published in a magazine. It says right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but yes, here's some. No, wait, sorry, here. And I was going super excited, and I was like, okay, this is big. And then they really liked my work, and I really enjoyed working with them. So I got to do a lot more gigs with them. And so I ended up working with them for 4 magazine issues that year. And I also got to do an internship with them for a month because my 12th was getting over. So I interned with them for a month, and I had the best time ever. I got to meet really cool people. I made really amazing friends also in the fashion department and in the writing because they were my age, and everyone else was older than me. But it was such an experience because I got to learn so much, like how a working culture, how magazine works, what goes into the outing and everything, and how cool it is to see everything put together because so many different writers, so many creatives, and so many actors and like fashion stylists, bloggers and everything, people taking interviews, deciding the color palette, deciding what the theme was going to be. And because this magazine is very quirky also, so it is a really lot of fun. And that is when I understood that this is something I really, really like and I want to continue for the rest of my life. And it so happened that I was really grateful at that opportunity, and I'm so glad I said yes. And that's how it all began. And then coming to the later years, I also got to work in an amazing Indian comic also that happened in my college because there was this assignment given to us in college, and I was introduced to Indian folk art. And if you've been following my work, you know I'm really, really passionate about Indian folk art. And so it happens that it's also my subject that I teach to my students, and not everyone likes it. And that's okay. Out of 60, even 2 people like it, my job is done there. But yes, that is where I also asked if we could, make into a magazine. And it so happened that my faculty at that time was like, why not? Let's put it a Comic Con. And I was like, are you serious? So I again got to get a published book. And I am going to take you guys through all the published work that I have done in the next video, because today's video I just want to talk about how I got into it. So yeah, this is a little story that how I got into publishing and how it kind of changed my life forever. And because of the person who was my boss, I think, her name was Sport. She was the editor of the magazine, and it was really amazing. I was very scared of her, but she was a sweetheart, and she was my boss in HUL as well. I was working in HUL for 2 years, and it was amazing. And that's also one thing that I realized, that people do remember you, and your name does add a lot of value, because if you mess up with someone at your own fault, they're going to remember, and it does carry on. And it did happen with me also, that I unknowingly got into this really messed up situation of an internship, and I had to pull myself out of it. And I did it for myself, but it kind of led an impression about me, and I will get into that. I think this is a long conversation we'll talk about on the next video some other time. But yes, this is how my passion for publishing got into, and I got to work for the full magazine for the year of 2016. And I still have these because this magazine has been shut down. These are like my little treasure trove, and I'm going to take you guys through each and every page and explain how it is. So this is the first book that I got to work on. It is of the year January 2016. As you can see here, it's very old. It's worn out a bit because yes. And the very first illustration that I was showing you guys is this. This is the 6-panel one that I got to work on. And it was fairly simple, but yes, it was very new for me and kind of a bit difficult, because trying to learn anatomy and everything, because I never had professional training for it. And of course, the tip of the iceberg, seeing my name over here, this was a true highlight. As you can see how quirky and fun this book is. It has so much. So every month they used to feature a new celebrity. They used to talk about travel, fashion, and I just adore the layout. I mean, it's so freaking quirky and fun. I loved it. And I think this is how my passion developed for publishing, and I just knew that this is something I want to get into and I want to be a part of. So this was of the Jan 2016. Let me show you now. Feb. This is the Feb month issue. We have Varun Dhawan as the cover, as you can see, Feb 2016. And it was fairly cheap. It was just $75. And every year, every end of the page, there's something called pin-up column. They used to have some cool interviews from the celebs and everything. And in this month, I got to work on something really cool. Again, yes. Here it is. It was the Twiggy Eyes. If you know Twiggy Eyes, she was a model who was really famous for her beautiful lashes, which were like clustered lashes, as you can see. And like with every article, I used to learn something new, that every article that I illustrated for. And again, seeing my name over here, and this was really fun. And I also got to learn, and I was very grateful because the cousin who was working over here was doing it with, she used to teach me a lot, and have learned so much from her, and I've always adored her work and everything. And yeah, it was really fun. As I said, all of these were really cool, and this has become like a little treasure trove for me. This is for March 2016, As I wanted to also say, these all were freelance. I was not interning at Jabong at that time, but I got to work with them back to back. And my internship with them was in the month of April this year, only 2016. As you can see, March 2016. And here I got to do, in fact, two articles. Illustration, I got to do these genealogy. Here my name was hidden in the corner, like a sneak peek. Here these were different kind of genes that I got to illustrate. Here I did get a lot of feedback and everything, and it was something really nice, like a learning curve that I got for myself, like different kind of genes are there and all. So that was really fun. I didn't even know half of these things, and that's when I realized, like, oh my god, I own a lot of these different kind of genes. It was like fun. And the other one that I got to illustrate was also here. It was a different kind of a conversation. This was the illustration. I got to do a little pop one with like a pin of hair and all. So this was really fun. I got to do this. So this was something interesting. Now that I look back, the hand looks so off over here. There has to be a seam over here. But yeah, it's fun to look back at your work and see how much I have evolved and come up. And if I were to illustrate this now, I would have definitely done it in my texture art style. But yeah, it's something really fun to look back and see how much I have come. So this was in the year May 2016. This we had Sid as the face. And here I was already interning in the month of April. So, and this was what I had done for the May issue. It was a simple face illustration. As you can see, my name is over here again, and it was really fun and learning all these things. And if I am not wrong, I had also, I think, helped out in layouting one of the pages, but I don't really remember which. But I think it was just me practicing and me getting to learn. And through this, I got to learn InDesign also, because it was really fun seeing how different softwares work. So by this time, I was fluent with Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign, which kind of helped me a lot. I hope you guys like this journey of mine. It's really fun seeing how far I have come and how things have changed. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time.